The confidence paradox, why the unskilled think they're geniuses. Picture this. It's 1995. A man named MacArthur Wheeler decides to rob two banks in Pittsburgh. He doesn't wear a mask. He looks directly into the security cameras. He even smiles. When the police knock on his door a few hours later, he is genuinely shocked. His only words were, "But I wore the juice." You see, Wheeler believed that because lemon juice works as invisible ink on paper, rubbing it on his face would make him invisible to security cameras. Now, we could just laugh and say Wheeler was, let's be polite, intellectually challenged. But two psychologists, David Dunning and Justin Kruger, saw something deeper. They realized that Wheeler wasn't just incompetent. He was so incompetent that he couldn't even recognize his own incompetence. Welcome to the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's the reason your uncle thinks he can manage a national football team better than a pro. And why that guy who read one Wikipedia article on virology is suddenly a PhD candidate on Facebook. The science of I'm the best. In their 1999 paper, Dunning and Kruger found a pattern that changed how we look at the human brain. To put it simply, the skills you need to be good at something are the exact same skills you need to recognize that you're bad at it. If you're terrible at grammar, how can you tell your grammar is terrible? You need a solid grasp of grammar to see the mistake. It's a cognitive catch-22, the Mount Stupid curve. Imagine a graph. The vertical axis is confidence. The horizontal axis is wisdom, knowledge. When you first start learning a subject, you hit a peak almost immediately. We call this Mount Stupid. You know just enough to feel like an expert, but not enough to know how much you're missing. It's like learning 3 chords on a guitar and wondering why Rolling Stone hasn't called you for a cover shoot yet. I mean, G, C, and D are basically the whole 70s, right? I'm practically Keith Richards without the wrinkles. Why this happens? The technical term here is metacognition, the ability to think about your own thinking. Highly skilled people actually have the opposite problem. They suffer from imposter syndrome. Because tasks are easy for them, they assume those tasks are easy for everyone else. They underestimate their relative standing. Meanwhile, the bottom 25% in any skill category consistently rate themselves as above average. Think about driving. Ask a room of 100 people if they are above average drivers. Usually, 90 people will raise their hands. Mathematically, that's impossible. Unless we're living in a simulation where everyone is Michael Schumacher, some of you are lying to yourselves. The internet? A Dunning-Kruger amplifier. Now, imagine what happens when millions of people climb Mount Stupid and then get 5G access. Welcome to the modern internet, the world's largest megaphone for confident ignorance. Today, someone can watch a 10-minute video about economics and immediately start, quote, greeting professional economists. You watch 2 documentaries about nutrition on Netflix and suddenly, you're a diet expert telling doctors they don't know how kale works. You read a single thread on Reddit about astrophysics and you're ready to debate Stephen Hawking's ghost. Knowledge has become incredibly accessible, which is wonderful. But there's a hidden side effect. Access to information is not the same as understanding. Have you ever spent hours scrolling through tutorials and felt like an absolute expert? We've all been there. Reading about a topic gives you what psychologists call the illusion of mastery. It's a very comforting feeling. You feel invincible, armed with a mountain of theoretical knowledge. But theory and practice are different worlds. It's like standing near a bright blue swimming pool and assuming you can swim effortlessly just because you've spent the whole afternoon staring at a picture of a dolphin. You've got the gear, the confidence, and the mental map of every single stroke. You feel ready for anything. Then comes the inevitable moment of truth. You finally decide to take the plunge into the unknown. The moment you jump in, gravity and H2O suddenly introduce you to the cold, wet reality of things. Everything you read seems to vanish as you realize that knowing the theory and feeling the water are different. Real mastery isn't just about reading. It's about the struggle, the practice, and getting your hands dirty. So don't just stand on the sidelines. Dive in, make mistakes, and learn by actually doing the work. Because true skill isn't found in the pages of a book. It's built right there on the splash. As a classic joke among scientists goes, the internet has given everyone a voice. Unfortunately, it forgot to give everyone a clue. The danger of the confident amateur. When ignorance is loud, it's dangerous. When a CEO ignores his engineers because he thinks his vision is superior to physics, that's Kruger. The most dangerous person in the room isn't the person who knows nothing. It's the person who knows a little bit and has a platform. Ignorance isn't an empty space. It's a space filled with misplaced confidence. We don't see a blank map. We see a map filled with wrong directions, and we follow them with absolute certainty. If you are 100% sure about something you just learned yesterday, you aren't a prodigy. You're likely standing on the summit of Mount Stupid. How do we fix this? How do we stop being the lemon juice guy? Ask for feedback. If 3 people tell you your singing sounds like a cat in a blender, stop looking for a record deal. Keep learning. The valley of despair follows Mount Stupid. This is where you realize how much you don't know. Stay there. Check your ego. Knowledge is a vast ocean. Even the smartest person in the world is only an expert in a tiny, microscopic puddle. Being the smartest person in the room usually just means you're in the wrong room. Or you've locked everyone else out because they kept correcting your 10-minute-YouTube-video-logic. Conclusion: embracing the I don't know. Charles Darwin once said, "Ignorance more frequently begets confidence than does knowledge." The next time you feel absolutely certain about a complex topic, take a breath. Ask yourself, am I an expert or am I just wearing the lemon juice? True intelligence isn't about having all the answers. It's about having the courage to say 3 of the hardest words, I don't know. Because the moment you admit you're a fool, you've taken your first real step toward becoming a wise man. Thanks for listening. Be humble and don't rub juice on your face before going to the bank. It doesn't work. Trust me.